Hey everybody, welcome back to Ham's Homestead. I'm Mary,
And I'm Eric.
and welcome to our 2022 Tomato Challenge.
Yeah, we're going to introduce our plants that we're going to plant today for the challenge. I have them here. We're going to we're going to do four. My understanding, you can plant up to four, I've seen, and or as many as you want. We're going to do four. We're going to do two giant crimsons. We order from Michigan Gardener.
Now this is the one that they just did the seed again.
Yeah.
The seed had been gone for 85 years.
Yes, it was rare, and we got our hands on some of those and started all these from seed ourselves. And we got the giant crimson, and we're going to do two of the big rainbow. And these were a mail-in from a seed swap we got, and we growed those, and we're going to plant these for the challenge. And all I have here is a mixture of ingredients to put in my soil. First, I'll take my auger and I'll dig my hole, and then I'll add two different types of compost. I got like a finer compost that'll get in real fast, and then a chunkier compost that'll stay around for a little longer. It's broke down, but it's real chunky, real thick pieces. Then I have my fertilizers. I have a nitrate, which will prevent blossom rot, and then I have phosphorus and potassium I'll be adding. So if y'all want to stick around while we get these things in the ground, y'all please do so. That's a bit hard right there. Worms.
We have a clay soil. This is our second or third year with this ground cover. Which is another reason why he does the auger.
Yeah, it just makes things easier. And I plant the same way every year. I add ingredients and fertilizers and all, but as you can tell, it doesn't hurt the worms. I have worms. You saw me dumping back in a while ago. Those were worms. I bet they were 10 worms there. And I have them here too. Bunches of worms. It just breaks down, gets in the soil, and I think this cover helps a lot too with worms. They get in the soil, they like that cover, it keeps it moist. And you saw me tucking back. I do have a water line under here. There's actually three. I hadn't cut the holes for the other. It got late last year and I didn't get to do what I planned to do. Hopefully I can do that this year. But what we'll do is we'll take these two compost. I'll take the chunkier one and I'll throw it directly down in the bottom. And then I'll take my mixture here. Phosphorus, teaspoon of each. And then I mix it real well so it don't burn. And what I do is I sift my compost, and as I sift the compost, I get the real fine stuff. And when I get the fine stuff, I throw it in here. I get it, throw it in the bottom on top so it can grow a little bit before it hits that fertilizer, and the fertilizer has time to break down. And as you can see, these plants are ready to go in the ground. No wraparound, plenty of root development. And I will plant these plants up to about right here and leave them on. I don't tear mine off just for hopefully lack of disease. Give it a good start. I hope you guys can see this. Hope these buckets ain't in the way. But I'll push that down in there. And I'll take my soil, pack it around them roots good. And I plant it a little deeper. And then what I do is I take a little bit more compost, put around it. A little bit of the fine stuff, throw around it. And that's all I do. And I'll move on down.
The bucket's in the way.
Yeah, I'll put the bucket over here. And
That's a tablespoon.
Hmm?
That's a tablespoon.
Yeah, a tablespoon. What did I say?
Teaspoon.
Teaspoon? I meant tablespoon of each. In. And I stir it up. Stir it up real good.
And see, by doing that, he's mixing it with the soil that's already there. And that'll help the roots spread out.
Excellent roots, ready to go. Planted a little deep, give me more root development. Give me a little bit more root development. A little bit of that. Thick stuff. And we good to go. Get right on moving. And it does get a little aggravating sometimes, especially when you got as many as we do. And over to my left here is my big tomato patch. And I can get almost 100 or so, 120, 130 tomatoes over here. And I do each one just like this here. Yeah, it takes me a little while, but I have good results. I have real good tomato flavor, big, nice tomatoes. And I love planting. I don't have a problem doing it. I love doing it.
Already planted the Ace 55 and the red snappers this year. Now when we get done over here, we'll take you over there and show you those so you can see those. Those are excellent producers. If you've not produced those, you need to produce those. They are excellent for canning. They taste wonderful. We put up a tremendous amount of tomatoes each year. If you are one that eats a lot of tomatoes, whether it's your own spaghetti sauce, tomatoes in cooking, you need to be putting up tomatoes. And it's not difficult to do, believe me, and it's very rewarding. For you putting up your own tomatoes and having the knowledge of what goes in your food is so much
Satisfying.
It's satisfying, it's beneficial to you, and it does. it's rewarding for us knowing that the hard work that we put into the garden is going back to us, and it's not all these harsh chemicals that people see. We're not, as you can see, we're not spraying our fields, killing off weeds and stuff.
I mean, that's like what I'm doing right now. You know, not knocking anybody that does, but you know, most people can run to the store, to your box store, and buy you plant. But it's so rewarding when you can take a seed and get this plant. It's your plant, your seed done it, you grew it, and then you get your results that you get at the end, and you holding that tomato. To me, that's satisfying. That's so rewarding than going and buying a plant and jumping out there and being the first to get it in the ground, being the first to have it in the ground and having the fruit. To me, it's rewarding to take the time and grow that seed and plant it when it's necessary. And I get a reward out of that. To me, it's satisfying.
And it's just like, you know, the big rainbow, we got that through a seed swap. You know, being able to do that with a fellow homesteader, you know, is such a huge advantage. We would have never had that tomato had we not been able to do that.
That's right.
And that's a plus.
And we've met someone online that we've become friends with, and we have that connection now with swapping seeds, and who knows what we'll get from here on out. Something rewarding that we can grow and something new that we can learn.
And we encourage all of y'all to do that.
So I hope this year's challenge is going to be a big bang for everyone. I sure am going to enjoy it. I'm enjoying it now.
And we're going to take a short break, and we'll go show you these tomatoes over here. Okay, now here we have 2 full rows of Ace 55s. And as you can see, we have onions that have volunteered their services to our tomato plants. Now we are leaving the onions because they're a pest deterrent. So we're going to leave all the onions, and we're going to have them and say, thank you, onions, for your service. So we have 2 full rows of Ace 55s, and then behind us we have red snapper. There's another volunteer onion. But if you look, the red snapper stops right here. And we're going to finish off with Bradley's.
Yep, I'm going to get some Bradley there and jump a row, finish out the garden with some determinant. Then I'll hit the poles back there with some indeterminate. And once again, I failed to mention in planting my tomatoes for the fall, for the challenge, I will be running the string to my tomatoes and stringing them up as they grow. I don't know if I'll do a video updating or not. We'll just wait and see, but that's how I'll be doing my challenge tomatoes. I'll be running a string and stringing them up as we go.
Now explain to them the difference on the determinate and the indeterminate.
Determinate grows to a certain height and then puts on all at once, and the indeterminate keeps growing as tall as it can till frost and just keeps putting on all season long.
Okay.
Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and the challenge. And
please like and subscribe.
That's right, and I'll see you at the check-in. Thanks.